Have you ever fully trusted someone at work, confided in them during late-night project crunches, vented frustrations over mediocre coffee, shared laughs over inside jokes in back-to-back meetings, only to discover they were quietly plotting against you? That was Megan, and I was naive enough to call her my friend. This is not just a story. It's a cautionary tale, steeped in betrayal, spun with the silken threads of deception. It's about the kind of treachery that doesn't come from enemies, but from those who sit beside you, smile with you, and speak your name with warmth. The kind that looks you in the eye, drinks from the same glass, and still plots your undoing behind the veil of friendship. Yes, it's an old tale as ancient as trust itself, but this one is mine, and it happened recently. I believed in the bond, in the shared moments. But behind every smile was a plan. Behind every kind word, a blade. The truth didn't crash in. It crept, subtle and cruel. I share this not for pity, but to give warning. The most dangerous masks are worn by those who call you friend. And sometimes, the cruelest betrayals come not from strangers, but from the very people you thought would never let go of your hand. My name's Alex. I'm a marketing strategist in a corporate tech firm, but trust me, it's not as flashy as it sounds. People imagine marketing as whiteboards and espresso-fueled brainstorming sessions, vibrant ideas flying across the room. But in the real world, it's politics, it's pressure. It's one too many tabs open at 11 p.m. and wondering if your numbers are good enough to justify your seat. When I first joined, I was hungry, not just for success, but for transformation. I came from a small agency where ideas died in client feedback loops and bosses didn't know your name unless you made a mistake. I wanted more, and that's where Megan enters the story. We started on the same day, same onboarding orientation, same confused looks during benefit seminars. I remember we stood side by side at the office printer, trying to figure out why it kept jamming. We laughed. She offered half of her granola bar. She said, "We'll figure this corporate jungle out together." She was magnetic, quick-witted, self-assured. The kind of person who could make a mediocre point sound like a revelation. She was confident in the way only people who've never really been challenged tend to be. And at first, I admired that. Hell, I envied it. In a room full of strangers, she was already unforgettable. For months, we were inseparable. Think, hallway banter, lunch buddies, Secret Santa conspirators. We teamed up on a few projects. Her flair for presentation paired nicely with my knack for analytics. We made a good team, or so I thought. Everything changed the moment I got recognized. One of my campaigns, ironically, a pitch Megan had dismissed as too niche, went viral in a tech community. Traffic skyrocketed by 34% in 2 weeks. The VP mentioned me during the monthly town hall. Just 15 seconds. 15 seconds that detonated months of friendship. Suddenly, things shifted. She still smiled, still sent me memes on Slack. But the tone had changed. In meetings, she'd jump in after my updates with carefully chosen words. "Alex has really found his rhythm, hasn't he? I cleaned up some of his data projections this morning, no biggie," said with a chuckle, light enough to seem harmless. But they landed with surgical precision. Each word calibrated to cast doubt. I double-checked those projections. They were accurate. She was reframing me, not openly, but insidiously. casting herself as my mentor. Me, the fumbling protege. I wanted to believe I was imagining it, that Outlook glitches really explained why I was left out of meetings, that shared docs vanishing was just coincidence. But the pattern was too precise, too calculated. One time, she scheduled a collab session with a client contact we'd both worked with. I wasn't invited. When I brought it up, she blinked, all innocence. "Oh no, I thought I added you." Ugh, I swear Outlook hates me. I checked the invite. Only 3 people. No glitch, just strategy. Every slight, every omission, it added up. People began CCing her on my projects, double-checking my data. Teammates began treating me like a risk, like a wild card. It culminated during the quarterly report presentation. I was responsible for compiling the client data. Megan was handling the deck design. The night before our internal review, she sent an email to the team with an updated deck. I wasn't copied. I walked into that room the next morning and saw slides I hadn't prepared. My content, reframed with her clarifications. Suddenly, it looked like she'd taken the lead. I was caught off guard, unprepared. I stumbled. Everyone noticed. After the meeting, I confronted her privately. She smiled, tucked her hair behind her ear and said, "Oh my God, I thought I hit reply all. My bad." But I saw the flicker in her eyes, the satisfaction. That wasn't an accident. It was an ambush. When a team lead position opened up on our team, both of us applied. It was the next step, more responsibility, more visibility. I had the track record, 3 high-performing campaigns, top client feedback, mentoring experience. But I knew Megan wouldn't play fair. And she didn't. A friend from HR told me, off the record, that Megan was spotted at brunch with the VP the weekend before the interviews. Brunch. At the VP's favorite cafe. A coincidental meeting that lasted 45 minutes. I don't believe in coincidences. She played her cards well. Over Eggs Benedict, she painted me as brilliant but immature, passionate but unpredictable, great with ideas, poor with execution. She, of course, was the picture of balance. Reliable, stable, ready. While she was sipping mimosas, I was prepping client presentations, still believing the work would speak for itself. Then came the final interview round, a live presentation. We each had 20 minutes to present to leadership, show our track record, leadership philosophy, and vision for the team. I went first. I didn't charm. I didn't dazzle. I just laid it out. Real campaigns, measurable outcomes, specific examples of team mentorship. I even admitted one campaign's initial failure, then showed how I pivoted it to become a client favorite. The room was quiet, focused. I had their attention. Then Megan stepped up, polished, confident, full of buzzwords, leveraging synergy, scalable team dynamics, brand-first impact. She transitioned into team management, saying delays had been due to inconsistencies at the ground level. Then she made her mistake. She called out an intern, claimed they were missing deadlines, dragging deliverables. What she didn't know, that intern was the VP's nephew. He was embedded to observe team culture, to see who actually led, who collaborated, who respected others regardless of rank. The air went still. The VP's expression didn't change, but her eyes sharpened. "That's interesting feedback," she said. I'll be sure to pass that along personally. You could see the blood drain from Megan's face. Her confidence cracked. Her rhythm broke. She forgot a slide, fumbled another. Her poise was unraveling in real time. 1 week later, I got the promotion. No surprise announcement, no confetti, just a quiet nod from the VP. Your work spoke louder than words. Megan wasn't fired. Companies like ours don't do fireworks. They do surgical extractions. She was reassigned to a strategic support initiative, which roughly translates to out of sight, out of influence. But the real twist? That initiative didn't exist. Not until they created it as a professional holding cell. HR didn't even assign her a team, just a laptop, a password, and a weekly check-in with someone 2 rungs below me. Now when I pass her in the hallway, she plays it breezy. Hey boss, you're killing it. Loving the leadership energy. Sometimes she jokes about her new freedom. I get to be the wizard behind the curtain now. But behind her eyes, I see it. The slow realization that the curtain doesn't go anywhere. It just hangs. What she never found out. The intern she targeted? He wasn't just the VP's nephew. He was a Stanford grad with a background in organizational psychology, brought in because leadership sensed fractures. Megan wasn't just on trial. She was the test. And she failed. I didn't have to take her down. She brought the whole tower down on herself. So now, when she throws a jab, I smile. Let me know if you need help staying organized. I say, because the secret isn't in sabotage. It's in surviving the storm long enough to watch the thunder aim elsewhere.